Hey everyone, my name is Nick Robertson, founder of Rare Combinations LLC. Today I'm going to be showing you how to perform a dilution so that you can prepare alcohol standards to use to calibrate your alcohol percentage detector. So a few of the things that you'll need in order to perform the dilution is a high proof alcohol. So the best case scenario, you're using 200 proof denatured ethanol. You can also use a product like Everclear or another 190 proof alcohol. And in worst case scenario, you're using a high proof alcohol like a vodka to dilute to your standards. The other thing you'll need is a graduated cylinder. You'll need any sort of water, tap water, distilled water, doesn't really matter too much. And you'll need a pipette, ideally. Now, one thing to note is that the larger volume you're working with to do your dilutions, the better. So today I'm going to be showing you the smallest volume you should be working with to do these dilutions, which is 100 milliliters. So this graduated cylinder goes up to 250 milliliters, but today I'm only going to be using 100 milliliters just to demonstrate how to prepare the alcohol standards. So the first thing that we're going to do is add our water a little bit below the 100 milliliter line. So I'm going to be showing you how to dilute down to 0.5% alcohol content with this 200 proof alcohol. So 200 proof is 100% ethanol. So if we're using 100% ethanol in 100 milliliters, we're going to need half of a milliliter in those 100 milliliters to get to 0.5% alcohol content. And if you need more information on exactly how to calculate these dilutions, feel free to contact me. So on this pipette, it goes from 100 to 1,000 microliters. So 1,000 microliters is 1 milliliter. So in order to get half of a milliliter of this 100% ethanol, we'll twist it down and get to our 500 microliters. Again, 500 microliters is half of a milliliter, and we're putting half of a milliliter in 100 milliliters total volume to get 0.5% alcohol content. So in order to use this pipette, you're going to first depress down to the first stop. So there's two stops in a pipette. So press down to the first stop, then there's a second stop. So before we even go into the liquid, we're going to push down to the first stop. We'll go in, slowly pull up, and you can see we have our half of a milliliter in the tip of our pipette. Now, when we dispense our half a milliliter, we're going to go down all the way to the second stop. So push down, first stop, second stop to blow out that last drop. So we're done with the pipette already. We're going to set it back to 1,000 milliliters because it's always best to store pipettes at their highest setting. So this can be put away and saved for later, or you can leave it out if you're doing more dilutions. So now in here we have half of a milliliter of 100% ethanol and almost 100 milliliters total volume. So what we're going to do is just very carefully add until we're at the 100 milliliter line. So that's about right there. We have 100 milliliters total volume. Again, you're going to read from the meniscus. So reading from the meniscus is from the bottom of the little dip that goes in the cylinder or glass pipette or whatever you're reading from. So we have 100 milliliters total volume in here, and half a milliliter of this total volume is 100% ethanol. So we're gonna just swirl that around a little bit. And now you can, if you're not using all of this in one day, which hopefully you aren't, you can store it in the fridge. It's best to store it in the fridge because, believe it or not, organisms can actually grow in this simple solution here. And it's also convenient just to make a large volume of this. I would recommend making an entire liter at once and save it for later. So the larger volumes mean that your dilutions will likely be more accurate, as well as it will be more convenient for you in the future to have a stock of standards that you can just pull from the fridge. Okay, so you can see that it's very, very easy to make your own 0.5% standard. Again, 50 milliliters of the 0.5% standard is provided with your detector, but you will have to make more of the standard yourself if you want to use the detector more than once. So I hope this little tutorial helped out, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me through the email in the description. Thank you so much.